Today, we're starting with one of the most fundamental questions in this course. What is sociology? And while that sounds simple, the answer reveals an entire way of seeing the world. By the end of the session, you should have a clear understanding of how sociologists think, what they study, and why this discipline matters in your everyday life. Sociology is defined by Conerly and colleagues as the systematic and scientific study of society and social interaction. That means sociologists do much more than observe people. They look for patterns, explanations, and relationships that help us understand how society works. Instead of asking, why does this one person behave this way? Sociologists ask, how do social forces shape the behavior of so many people in similar situations? So sociology isn't about guessing or relying on intuition. It's grounded in evidence and systematic study. To understand sociology, we have to talk about culture. The text defines culture as the shared practices, values, beliefs, and social rules that shape a group's way of life. Culture influences everything from how we dress, to how we communicate, to how we define success. This is where C. Wright Mill's idea of the sociological imagination comes in. According to the text, it's the ability to connect your personal experiences to the broader social forces around you. Mills would say that if you want to understand your own decisions, you need to understand the history, culture, and social structure that surrounds you. For instance, imagine the decision to get married. On the surface, it feels deeply personal, but as Conerly et al. Explain, that choice is also shaped by social expectations about relationships, family life, religion, age, gender roles, and even the economy. The sociological imagination helps us recognize those larger forces that influence our personal decisions. A central part of sociology is identifying patterns within groups of people. Conerly et al. Give the example of family structure. Over the last several decades, the traditional married couple with biological children model has become less common. Today, we see more single-parent households, same-sex couples, unmarried partners raising children, and multi-generational homes. Sociologists ask, why is this happening? What does it tell us about cultural beliefs, economic conditions, or demographic shifts? How do these changes affect society's needs, such as housing, education, and healthcare? These are not questions about one family, but about trends that emerge across thousands or millions of families. Conerly et al. Also introduced social facts, a concept from Emil Durkheim. Social facts refer to the laws, morals, customs, values, and cultural rules that shape behavior. These are not personal opinions, but shared expectations that guide what people consider normal or acceptable. For example, ideas about childhood or what counts as appropriate behavior in public, or whether certain holidays are important, are all influenced by social facts. They exist outside the individual, but they shape how the individual acts. Understanding social facts helps us see why behavior in one culture may differ dramatically from behavior in another. It also helps explain why some norms change slowly while others change quickly. Another important idea in this section is figuration, a term used by Norbert Elias. Figuration means that you can't study individuals and you can't study society unless you examine both at the same time. They are intertwined. Conerly et al. Give an example using religion. Religion feels personal because it involves individual beliefs, rituals, and feelings. But at the same time, Religion is a social institution influenced by history, government policies, educational systems, and cultural traditions. The text also illustrates this with the experience of a lesbian couple moving from a city to a small Midwestern town. Their everyday interactions change dramatically depending on the social norms of each community. That shift highlights how individual experiences are shaped by the broader social movement. If there is one key message in this section, it's this: we cannot understand individuals without understanding the society they live in, and we cannot understand society without understanding the individuals who make it up. Sociology gives us the tools to make those connections visible. It helps us move beyond assumptions and see how personal experiences reflect larger cultural, economic, and social dynamics. So when we ask, what is sociology? The answer is much deeper than the dictionary version. Sociology is a way of seeing. It helps us recognize that our lives are shaped by forces larger than ourselves, and that our actions also contribute to the broader patterns we observe in society. In the next lecture, we'll move into the history of sociology, where you'll see how early thinkers tried to make sense of massive social changes and how their ideas influence the field today.